Hell scene. Good afternoon, YouTube. This is me, all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, you see my new avatars. You know, I am now called the Commander of the Wall. I am also the Guardian of the Protector of the North, Jon Snow, aka the Bastard of Winterfell. See, like the past few months, ever since Olympia, I've been really busy. I've been getting stuff from people, giving me messages, showing me stuff, and I feel like what, I used to love watching Game of Thrones. It was a great show. It's fun. I hadn't watched the new series, The House of the Dragons. I don't know. Sometimes when you're in a new series, you don't have anybody original, it can be a stretch. But I took this moniker because I feel like people give me information and let me know about stuff that's going on. But I will, I will bring back my Joker because I know y'all guys like my Joker, and I hope y'all. I'm waiting on my partner, and plus we might have a special guest later on. I'm waiting on him to see if he's gonna come, and oh yeah, my special guest is gonna be coming. So I might just because he's a cool dude. Know each other for a good while. They're talking back for us to interview with him, and when he does come, we're good. So if you had not, like I said, this is part 2 of our Olympia critique, and we're going to talk about some stuff that that we didn't finish up the last time. My partner, I think, because he has a job and he had things coming up, we're not going to understand. He's a young man with his life, but like I said, I was able to get this other person to come through, and when he comes in, you will recognize him. I will introduce it to you. But anyway, it's been at least a week since the Olympia. Yeah, it's been at least a week. And there's few things I still want to talk about this show. Things that I think as a content maker and as a fan of bodybuilding, I kind of want to point out it. Now, one person in particular, we will go back into more also into the women's bodybuilding division. We will talk about to my man KLA, he's asking me, is Jack Hammer your special guest? No, brother, I'm sorry, he's not my special guest. He's not my special guest. I wouldn't mind. I've been, we talking back and forth with him on social media. I'd like to get him back on my channel too. Maybe do a little talk like if you don't mind, KL. And maybe bring along a couple of his girls. I mean, that chick, Bianca. Now, I watch her stuff. I see her stuff on IG. She's a little skinny for my taste, but she's kind of cute. But anyway, we're gonna do like a little critique of some of the other. I think mostly we're gonna focus on the divisions that we didn't get a chalk on because my partner doesn't really follow those divisions. That's physique, fitness, and figure. Because to me, those 3 divisions outside of women's bodybuilding are those 3 divisions really grew from women's bodybuilding. If you know anything about, email her. Bianca, email her. Well, I sent a message to AG, but on IG, but okay, I'll email her and see what happens. I usually do IG, but I'll try email. You never know how much email they get, so that's why I do IG. But I'm going to do a critique of those other divisions plus the women's bodybuilding. As you know, I just had an interview with the lovely Miss Danielle Willis Saturday. Beautiful lady, great competitor. She said she's not going to compete next year. She's going to take some time off. And we're also going to talk about other ladies that compete at the show. We're going to talk about particularly, most definitely I think we're going to probably talk a bit about the top five and also the ladies in the top 10 and also some other ladies, you know. So now, as you know, again, the champion of the show who won it is the lovely, beautiful, amazing. I'm a big fan of hers, and that is, yeah, see me up because there's times they don't spot. Okay, okay. Oh, thank you. You know, and my man says, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. I mean, all right, thank you. You know, I will do that. I will email her. But but we have the lovely, amazing, about to pull away, Andrea Shaw. I mean, she is unstoppable. If you go to my other IG account, this is my other IG account, but my new IG account, I did a little thing where I did like the Iron Man. It's like the theme music from it's the Ozzy Osbourne version of Iron Man, and we all know that she was just dominant. I mean, she was just amazing. You know. Now next up is the lady who took first runner up. Right here we have Mona Persillet. And I think she took 10th this show. And she really kind of fell off from last year when she took 5th. She was down 5 spots. And she didn't do as good at the Rising Phoenix either because last year Mona took 3rd. She was right behind, I think she was right behind Hella. And she took 3rd that show. Well, we got my partner. He just came through. I'm going to bring him in. Just heard the click. And we're about to, getting in. Here we go. And here he is. Wait a minute. What just hurt? What happened? Wait. Did I knock him out? Oh, there he is. I'm out to the stream.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much.
Yeah. Everybody recognize Sean. Sean is a NPC physique competitor. Oh, what's going on? There he goes. There he goes. All right.
All right, I'm back. I was trying to turn up your sound.
All right. Can you hear me?
Barely.
All right. Maybe it's my end, if you can hear me. Let me try to work on this. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I might say a few times.
Okay, I'll talk a little loud for you. All right.
All right.
So we have here the amazing Mr. Sean Stewart. He is the NPC men's physique competitor. Me and him are talking back and forth. Great guy, amazing person, and he's really knowledgeable. He has been competing for a good wit, and also Sean, like myself, he was once overweight, but he found a passion and to lose weight. And we got my man KL saying, yes, yes, yes. He says, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yes, I remember Sean. And, and shout out to KLA Wanderer. And, you remember you, Sean. And we were talking about Andrea Shaw at first, but then we put a pic of Mona Persillet. And Mona, I think she really fell off this year. If you want to say,
All right.
Yeah.
I had to get serious. I had to pull the headphones out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I saw Mona at Savannah when I went there to see the show, my first show, and she looked pretty good. And I was certain that she was going to do top 3 or top 2, like maybe get 2nd or 3rd at the Arizona. But then she took 5th place. And I'm like, wow. I mean, that's a slip from last year when she took 3rd. She was right behind Hella. Now, after this show, I think she got 8th or 10th. No, I think she got 9th.
Yeah. And she was a really, really surprising fall to me too. It was the show that Andrea did the guest posing with. And then her and Andrea Shaw did that guest posing. Was that 6-7 weeks ago? And she did that guest posing, and I was looking at Andrea and her do it back to back. They had a back shot together, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Mona's kind of beating Andrea here in this shot. So I was like, "Wow!" Like Mona's really going to do well this year, and I was kind of questioning Andrea too. Like, okay, she's looking a little soft 7 weeks out. And yeah, I was absolutely shocked by how much she fell. Like she fell pretty hard.
Yeah, because you know what? I saw her at Savannah. She did look tight. She should have did Savannah instead of just Kim and guest posing. She could have got a
Yeah,
qualification easy. And
yeah,
then I thought she was gonna get at least second or third at Arizona because I watched that live stream, and then I saw she got fifth right behind. She was right behind Leah Denny. I said, "What?" I mean, Leah Denny did climb. I think Leah Denny climbed up because she was fifth last year, and then she got fourth. So she went over Mona, and Mona guess she won best poser. We got here my man Balls Deep. He says sexy as fuck. Yeah, if you know Balls Deep. We got
yeah.
here KLA. He salutes you, KLA. What up? And what up? A salute,
What's going
Mary.
on?
Yeah, Merry Kwanzaa. You hear it's the first day of Kwanzaa for y'all out there. And also Merry Holidays from him. And he also is saying peace and blessings to the chat. And thank you, Balls Deep. Yeah, she really fell off compared to last year when she took fifth. And it changed qualifications last year to top three instead of top five, except for men's open. And I think in 212,
Yeah,
yeah. So everybody else is top three. So if it was still the same, she wouldn't have to just do Rising Phoenix for the hell of it. She already qualified. Her and Irene. And they gave Irene a special invitation. I remember they did that the same thing to Irene was the first one they did it to. They gave it to also to Yaxine O'Keen that year when women's bodybuilding came back in 2020. And Yaxine was the only woman to beat outside of Juliet Bergman for the Miss Olympia title. I think actually for the title, Linda beat her in the heavyweight division but for the title. She lost to Juliet Bergman back in 2021. But anyway, yeah, Mona. I know she moved to Texas. I think she's supposed to be working with Nasir or somebody, I believe.
did she change coaches from last year? Because I mean, last year she had a huge, huge rising super fast. I mean, what she put on like 30 pounds of muscle or some crazy amount. Like,
I'm wondering if she's under Shelby Starnes. That's what I'm wondering. Or I remember I forgot. I know she did an interview. She said who's a coach now, but I think somebody in Texas because she moved to Texas. But like I said, we're gonna move on. Here we show another picture of another lady here who's right here. We have Michelle Jen, and she took 10th place. She was originally a physique competitor, and she switched over to women's bodybuilding about a couple of years ago. She qualified by points. She did the Toronto last year and Toronto this year, and she did New York. And she did. I think she didn't do. I think she was like 10th or 11th at the Rising. So what you think?
um, she's pretty consistent. I mean, she's got great biceps, nice little delt tie-in, um, great hamstrings hanging from the side there. Uh, see if we got some other shots. Um, yeah, I mean, she's pretty solid. I mean, it's you got any more other shots of her?
Well, let me
Scroll
see.
up.
Like I said, I'm just on the
I
wing
got
strength. Let me see. I'm on the wing strength site, so let me go and see if let me see. She should have some.
I
Or
got
I can. Or
yeah,
let me pull up on. Let me go
I got
search.
I got
What?
NPC. I got NPC. I was lagging behind on the.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Let me go to her. She has her own IG, so I have to switch out. So Michelle. Let's see. Michelle Jin. She should be here. See, or let's see. Let me say. Let me try NPC. See, but I don't think NPC don't have all the pictures like it
No, they
should.
don't. I'm on the
No,
NPC website.
yeah, they don't have all pictures because they don't really follow wins by the. They have a lot more pictures for the other divisions. But let me see. I think it'd be best if I go to her IG account because she'll usually have her own pictures. And let's see. IG Michelle Jin. There we go. I think that's her. And let's see. She should because some of these ladies will have their own pictures. Her
Yeah.
account is private, so we're just like I say, we'll just forget about that. We move on to
Yeah.
somebody else because if your accounts are private, there's no point in me following you. If I gotta wait for you, I like the women that don't keep your account private because hey, that lets you know, hey, you're accessible, to people who follow you. So we can go back here. All right. Now we have the lovely, lady who just talked to the lovely Danielle Willis, and Danielle, look at her biceps. She has good bicep development, but she's still a little bit undersized the legs.
Yeah. Danielle, I actually know Danielle. Danielle has a great physique. She's always kind of struggled with her legs. And she knows that's one of her weak points. I think if I remember right, I think she used to have some sort of she used to be a dancer, and I think she
Hmm.
had some sort of knee injury or something in the past. So legs have always kind of been one of her weak points. But I do gotta say, this is probably the best package I think that I have seen her really bring. She's got a great, strong upper back, great biceps, like you said.
Hmm.
And I mean, like she looked phenomenal. It really does suck that she bottomed out. But like you said, the legs, it was kind of lagging. Um, so yeah, and I mean she's a great person too. So
Yeah, it was nice talking with her. I mean, good conversation with her. She was a great lady. Hope, like I said, she said she's gonna take next year off. Maybe that's a good thing for her. I know I was talking with other people. They said she was told to go up to women's bodybuilding, but I think if you agree with me, I think she'd probably do good in physique. You think?
yeah, I mean it's worth a shot. I mean, if especially if she don't like it up there. I mean, I th- I think maybe she might if she is going to stay, she's definitely got to bring up her legs.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's she's got to figure out how to work around those leg injuries, whether she needs to just maybe get a training partner or something and focus on like getting some forced reps with high reps with forced reps, having the training partner give her forced reps to kind of work around the injuries or whatever it is that's you know making her lag in the legs. Or and if she was told to move up and if she don't want like it up there in women's open, I'd say give it a shot. I mean, it's not like she can't try both divisions in the same year.
Yeah, she can double it. A lot of people double it. We got a man, Balls. He says, sexy as AF as usual. He's also saying, Duce and Sante pack on deck. That's a new one. And also he says, smash the like button. And as usual, he drops Chicago in here. Yeah, Chicago is here, but this is North Carolina right here, brother. But like I said, yeah, I hope maybe next year she come back, maybe make the improvements. Now, the next person we have here is the lovely Margie V. Martin. I think Margie, she did take a slip from last year. She was third, and this was her last show. And Margie, I mean, I think I would say some people said that she just didn't come as a condition like she did last time.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Now she had the best legs up on stage,
Yes.
absolutely freaking massive. like, and I was wondering if it was just that she had so much muscle like on her legs, to where like they were kind of like compressed together. There's I call it the Steve Kluko effect. It's where a bodybuilder will get to a point to where they just put on so much muscle that it kind of hurts their separation. It's the muscle just kind of pushes together, and it's not so much cuts. Like I was looking at her legs, and the definition in her legs from the photos of the Olympia that I was seeing and everything, I was just kind of like, wow, I don't see much separation. They're just massive and huge. So I'm kind of wondering if it was almost too much muscle, if it would have looked better per se, if it was a little bit less muscle. Now in this photo, the separation looks amazing, but the other photos I was seeing, they did not look as detailed.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of wondering with her. I was like, at first, I was like, yeah, she doesn't look as conditioned, but I was like, well, maybe because her legs are so massive that the muscle is just so big and pressed up against each other, it's not really allowing, the skin to kind of like sink in and really show the definition.
Yeah. like I said, just like I said, she's really off. One person said like how like if you look at her right boob, it's kind of look like it's leaning a little too far. I know she had surgery on the left one some time ago. That's also a thing about it. Her condition is not as tight like it was, even though the legs look pretty good. Around about the midsection, it's always been her issue because she has kids. I think one of her kids was cesarean. That does affect how her stomach looks. Her one thing she always has the big, truly the biggest quads on here. I think if some of these ladies could have her quads, she would do better. I think she would do better. Next up we have here is Angela Yo, and Angela. Oh my God, look at her body.
Yes.
I mean, God. I mean, if I think only thing if she just had some more size.
Yeah. Now she was like a shocker of the show. Like her condition was like absolutely insane. Like insane.
Mm,
Um it will be interesting to see how she does with putting on size. Like if with her putting on size, maybe a good 10 pounds of muscle, if that's going to affect that beautiful shape, tiny waist, great abs. I mean, the definition, it was just absolutely insane.
Like
Um,
she has an 8 pack instead of a six
yeah,
pack.
yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, so if she puts on size and she starts pounding the gear and pounding the food, is she going to lose some of that? Is like some of that aesthetics going to go away? Is her gut going to kind of get blown out? Is her midsection going to get blown out? So it'll kind of be interesting to see what she does and
Yeah,
how her body responds to what it is that she's going to do. Because I mean, I know that she was told that she's got to put on size. I think that's been her only knock. But I think in general, everyone was really, really impressed with what she did.
you think if she did women's physique, you think she would do better than she would? Would you think she probably would have if she was up against Talia and Sarah? You think she would probably take them out?
Yeah, yeah. If she wouldn't take them out, I mean, it would be a few point difference. Like she can. I mean, she's hanging with the big girls. Like she's letting or her condition and everything carry her.
Yeah. Right here we have is Hella Trevino. And Hella, we weren't sure if Hella's gonna compete, but this year she did. Even though she took the time off, she's not as if she was when she took second last year. She still looks good, but it seems like condition was just a slight little bit off.
Yeah, I agree. I think honestly, third place was kind of a gift for Hella. I like Hella. I think it was kind of a gift. There was really nothing that was like really pointing out to me, like there was no wow factor. When you think top three, there's got to be something that makes me say wow. For Hella, that wasn't it. I could not really find anything in her physique that really stood out above everyone, for third place. Now I would she's top five. I would put her in the fifth spot. Um, I mean, she's consistent. She still looks great. Don't get me wrong, but I,
Hmm.
I don't think the third spot was really an appropriate place for her. And like you, I didn't think she was going to make it either. And I think one of the reasons why she kind of slipped down and why she looks a little off this year was, at the beginning of the year, I don't know if she normally does this, but she took some time off. I think she went down to like Mexico and all that, and then
Well,
you
she
know,
actually she was in Mexico. She had an injury, and she had surgery.
oh okay,
Yeah, because so she had I think she had something pop in her shoulder. It was her left shoulder, and they had to do surgery there. She couldn't travel for the next 2 or 3 months
yeah,
because of that. And she was staying in Mexico. Once she healed, she went back to California because I think she lives around Venice Beach, something like that. And she decided to move to Dubai, where her training are serious at. She moved like I think that spring or that yeah that I think that late spring, early summer, I believe. I remember she was talking about how she was going to sell her Hellcat because she couldn't keep it because you got to move someplace else. We can do a car, you know.
yeah,
But she looked like she looks a little more refreshed. I think she did some little stuff right. She down because down in Mexico you can do some things a lot cheaper than you do in the states, and she did that while she was there because I remember she did a GoFundMe for herself and also asked people to donate to her PayPal. I ain't had no money to donate that time, but because I was saving for my trip. But like I said, I did post it on in my video I did about her, and because like I say, we just talked back and forth on my old IG page, and we talked a little bit, a couple of times on my new account. But I just like I said, I think she's amazing. Even that she's like, I think right now with Hella gone, her and Irene are the last true female bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love her. I mean, I think she had a little slip, and I mean, it happens, with injuries and surgeries and I mean, I don't know, but like moving to another country sounds stressful as fuck. So that had to kind of play a role in it too. I think it's just kind of like a little bit of a rough year. And I mean, even just third place at the Olympia, come on. I mean, it's, third
yeah,
best in the world. So
yeah. And plus, it earns her qualification because if she didn't come, she has to do another show to qualify because she'll lose her qualification from last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
which, I wouldn't have mind seeing that.
Yeah. Next up, we have Branka Nedeljkovic from Croatia, and she has a great body. I mean, she's on the shorter side. I think she's maybe a little bit inch or two taller than Michaela, but she has. I think her condition is almost that close to Angela.
I would say it's better than Angela. I mean, I think she was the second best conditioned up on stage. She shocked me. She was another one that shocked me. I love her physique. I've always been a conditioned type of guy, and she really, really brought it. Like the separation in her muscle and everything. It was phenomenal. Honestly, I thought she had Helly beat. I really did.
Yeah, and look at her calves. You look at the calves. You don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at I noticed this chick name. Her name is Julie Jill. I forgot her last name. She beat Jack J Fuchs at Chicago about 2 years ago. Jill, what's her name? I know the name because she's friends with the lady I did an interview with back, Jody Lyons, and she was a physique competitor who switched over to women's bodybuilding. She won the Chicago Pro, which qualified for the Miss for the Rising Phoenix. I think back in 2018. Yeah, it was 2018, and she has huge calves. Like kind of like look at the because some of the girls see don't have no calves, but Bronca has these calves. I think she has a good physique. I mean, it's very that fire plug, good about the muscle. I think with the shorter girls, they can really put it on.
Yeah, it just fits on their frame easier, and it's just more aesthetic. Usually with shorter people, they'll have really good muscle bellies, more round. That's why bodybuilding's kind of a short man sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
oh,
she'll be able to contend for the title a lot faster with her being short.
and then with someone like Margie out of the way, I think it might maybe get her a clear room. I don't know if she could be Andrea, but she probably will make top three. Take second or third, probably next year.
Yeah, and I don't see anyone really beating Andrea for at least another 2 or 3 years. I mean, I think we got to see someone put on a little bit more muscle before they can really challenge Andrea.
Yeah, we got here a lovely lady who I just interviewed. My lady, the tigress herself, Miss Tisha Thomas. Ho ho ho, yo yo yo. Someone better call animal control. There's a tigress in the house. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy holiday to you, lovely lady.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, she's over there in Krautland in Berlin, Germany. She's doing it up. She's got a little business now. She's doing pretty good. We did an interview last week. Proud of her. I hope she keeps up and keep on things she's doing. Now, I think we'll probably do a couple more, and then we'll probably move on to women's physique. I think I might have, let's see, we look at one more here, and then I think there's some, we might talk about Eva Montgomery. I think she did pretty good. I think she got ninth at this show. And Eva, me and her have been talking back before we get an interview with her, and she really looked, I don't know, she looked really good compared to when she was at, the Island show in Vancouver. But, she has a good amount of mass. But I think she just might have to come in with her condition a little better.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely condition. That's probably the biggest knock that I see really on her physique is probably condition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she is a mother with a couple of kids. Sometimes a lot of these ladies who are bodybuilders who had children, like people like Margie herself, also Irene, who was like a lady you were very fond of, and I got to meet myself, Donna Salid. Sometimes that issue condition can be hard, especially how having children can change your body chemistry. Where people like Bronca and Angela and Andrea who are younger, I think actually I forget. Yeah, I forget. No, no, no. Andrea and um and um and either the same age. She because they just 2 or 3 months apart. Because even just turned 39 this this early fall, and Andrea just turned 39 just about a week ago. So it's just the factors. I think it's the factor that Eva did had children, and it just has effect. But her mass is pretty good. It's just her conditioning is a little off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it's just something her and her coach has got to work on, And even if I mean conditioning is just so hard to even pull off, I mean it's you could come in absolutely peeled out your mind one show, do the exact same thing that you did the last show, and your body just acts totally different. So it gets a little bit frustrating as a competitor sometimes when you don't come in condition.
Yeah, and that's the thing is hit the miss with it, because I've seen some competitors that look like great condition. Wow, you be like pop, 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 and then like I remember I was watching. It was a show where it was the last time they had the North Fork in Virginia, and I'm looking at people like Nikki Chartrand and and also Janine Lukowski took second and third at that show, and I look at somebody like Don Day who won it. I said, LaDon just I don't know how the was she win it. I mean, she didn't just she didn't look as conditioned compared to the other two ladies. I feel like first and second should have been between LaDon. I mean, sorry, between Nikki and Janine, and I felt like LaDon should have got either fifth or sixth. Fourth, fifth or fourth have been too high. Fourth have been too high because
Yeah.
I don't think she looked good. Now we're going to show one more lady. This is my man's favorite lady. This is his. We call her his gym mom, and that is I got to meet her in Savannah, the lovely Donna Salee, he placed 14th, and 14th is pretty good. I mean, it's not you don't have to bottom out at 16th, but 14th is good. I mean, I think it was 14th, no, 14th is good, and she beat out a much younger competitor who I'm also going to talk about when we talk about Donna here. So I know you're proud of your gym mom,
Yeah, Donna is my girl, man. I love Donna to death. I know her personally. Now with Donna, I think honestly, she probably just did too many shows. When she did 4 shows this year, and I think it might have just been too much. At the New York and the Indy was her 2 best shows. Her best show definitely was the New York, the one that she won.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like she kind of seemed a little bit smaller than what she did her first 2 shows. I think Donna had an absolutely amazing year. The woman's put on like 32 pounds of muscle in like 2 years to become, if Donna's able to bring her package that I know she can bring, I think she's a top 5 contender in the world. Like when she's able to dial in her glutes, she kind of has problems, with her glutes coming in. I mean, what woman doesn't? But when she's able to do it, she's dangerous. I mean, that New York lineup was a stacked lineup, and she basically smoked everybody. So 14th, yeah, I mean, slipped up. I think maybe just too many shows. I'd like to see her, come in fresh next year, just do 1 show and have 6-7 months off and see what she could do, because I know she'll crush it.
Yeah, I think she really wants to, get the opportunity to go back because, some say, yeah, it was, like I said, we're gonna be on. It was like her winning New York was surprising. Like particularly a person who I do not speak on my channel. She took second at that show, and people thought she was going to win either Indy because that's her hometown or New York. But she got blasted out by Susan Vasic, and also she got beat by now one more person we'll talk about before we head out and move on to women's physique. and that is Lavinia Abados. I'm gonna pull her up. She's from Brazil, and Lavinia is only 26 years old. 26. Can you believe that? Yeah, I mean,
That's, I mean, 26. Hopefully, she's able to hang in there for 10 more years.
yeah, because like I said, she did an interview with I'm surprised she
Oh
don't have any
yeah, yeah, I
pictures.
remember this girl.
Yeah, she did an interview with the female bodybuilding channel, and she's Brazilian, so she doesn't have she has had a translator and her manager there. This is her with another Brazilian competitor, and I talked about her. I talked about how she has the size, but I think if she can bring in her conditioning, that might make the big difference. I think she did a lot soft, a little soft
Yeah,
here. She looked pretty good from when she did the Brazilian show, but I think she just needed to bring in her conditioning.
I really like her. I think she's got great muscle insertions. Her muscle bellies are round. I mean, abs are great. She's got a lot of potential, especially for having this at 26 years. I had no idea she was 26. For
Yeah,
having this at 26, it's like wow, like that's I'm even more impressed with her now. Like I like her physique and just the way it flows, the structure. You know, I'd like to see her get her lats a little bit more wider to kind of make that waist look a little bit tinier. But and like you said, she did look really soft. I don't know if that's just because maybe it's she's younger and that's maybe newer muscle tissue. Maybe after a few years and that muscle starts to mature, starts to look a little bit more harder. That might help her out. But she's got a bright future as long as she can hang in there.
yeah, I think so too. I think she has, she's young. She has, good prospects. Once she gets to the point where she can bring in that development, I think she could be really threat to beat Andrea. I don't know, possibly. Given the top three, maybe. It's all about it. But my man here, Lawrence Perkins, says, "Good afternoon, happy Monday, everyone." Yeah, good afternoon, you, brother Lawrence Perkins. Also, he said, "I agree about Donna. She definitely have great definition, and thank you for supporting Shop." Now we'll talk about a couple ladies. We're not showing pictures because we don't want to go too much. Now, one was the biggest disappointment was Mela Ash, and she really fell off. I mean, she did good at Rising, and she took second because you didn't have Hilla. She took second,
Yeah.
but then she, I think was somebody I was talking with some people that and I know, they were telling me that she came. I mean, I think the prejudging, I think she came in late or something. She almost missed it. Her top popped off. I mean, it was just a lot that went down with her, and she looked great at Arizona, but then she just fell off hard um at Olympia.
Yeah, it sounds like a disaster. um, yeah, I'm not really quite sure what really happened. I mean, yeah, maybe she just kind of fell off. Maybe because maybe it's not that she more so that she fell off. Maybe just the competition was a little slightly harder than Arizona too. It could have been a little bit mixture of both.
Yeah, I think one thing was like with the Arizona show, most of the competitors with exception for Michaela, most of the competitors were wing strength ambassadors, and you have people like uh, Virginia Sanchez, who is like in her 50s, and you have people like Lisa Cross, who had competed almost 4 years. My dear friend Miss Tina S. Williams, I like her. Also, I think with exception of maybe like a good number of those ladies who didn't qualify for the Olympia by points or by show, you did have the champion Andrea, and you did have people like most definitely Michaela Acock was pretty good because Michaela took third of that show, and you did have you know I think that's it. I would say Michaela did pretty good taking third because you didn't have Hella, and then Mona fell off, and I was
Yeah.
able. It was open for Leah Denning to get in because I think Lily. She said she. I was talking with Leah back on my older account on IG. She said she wanted to do more shows, but she had family, things. Her daughters graduated from I think high school. I was in college or high school. I think she posted on her social media, and then she had son with special needs, so she wants to spend more time. But she says she's going to try to come back next year. Maybe try to. I hope. I like Leah did. She's a nice lady. Uh, we got here my man Lawrence. Next year, Lavinia, a great hard work. I've been following her for years. It's just beginning in her prime in the Olympia, but she got this on as well. Yeah, I believe so. My man here, Raheem Hamilton. I hope Christy Hawkins can come back. She can win it all. I don't know. Christy, I think she said she's supposed to be coming back. I know I saw she posted one time in her stories her old pro card, like she got her pro card date for 2022. I thought she was going to do a show in 2022, but I guess she just updated just so she can be ready for next year. But Christy also does powerlifting. And also, man, Raheem says Lisa Cross should have been invited to the Miss Olympia. She was great condition. I don't know. I like Lisa Cross, but she wasn't the best condition she was 4 years ago. As Lisa Cross been taking the meat a good bit. So I like her. I mean, but like I think she might need. And one person I thought would have been pretty good was Jay Fuchs. She fell off a bit. What she should have did. Jay was holding, just did the Romanian show. She should have did the Europa show and see how she did first. Because I was talking with her on social media on another site. I was talking to her, and she should have did the Europa show first, and see how she did, then do the Romanian show. And that would the Europa show probably help her get the adjustments. Okay, we're going to move on to women's physique. And we all know the winner is, and everybody's the world is good with the world that Natalia has won. Everybody's happy. They got the champion they wanted. I'm not a big fan of Natalia Coelho. I'm not that excited about her. I mean, I was rooting for somebody else to win. I felt like she could have did it if it was right circumstances. She has the look that I think people like more. But we all know everybody was up and down and everywhere about Natalia. They was hoping she win because she was doing at least since the last Olympia she did 5 shows. And some people did bug about it. Now I'm talking to other people say, well, hey, if you're a top-notch athlete, you gotta be on your game. You can't, sometimes you can't sit on your duff all day. But like I said, Sarah, we're gonna start out here because we're gonna pull up Sarah here. I'm back on the Wingstream site, and we're gonna pull up Sarah, and I'm gonna show y'all Sarah. Sarah, I think the issue with Sarah was she looked good from the back, but she looked a little soft around about the midsection.
Yeah, I agree. I have an unpopular opinion. I'm not a big fan of Sarah. I'm not. I mean, she is an incredible ambassador for the sport. Absolutely amazing. The things that she's done for the sport, and with her, the whole Arnold Schwarzenegger thing where she's like, I'll pay for the show. The most classy thing ever. A very classy woman. But just her physique in general, I'm just really not a big fan of. She did slip off. I think some of it's probably conditioning. I mean, legs, separation, everything looks great. But yeah, I mean, it's Sarah.
Yeah, she did look good because she looked from one of the legs and everything looked pretty good from the side, but you look at the midsection, it didn't have much pop. And also, her, one thing is Natalia did put on some size. And that thing, I think it helped her a little bit. Plus, she was active. That might have helped her a little bit also. Yeah, I thought she might be wearing herself out doing, at least she did 2 shows right after the last year's, Olympia. That was, she did the Legion Sports Fest and then did the Mid-Atlantic Coast show. Then she turned around and does the Pittsburgh show in Pittsburgh, show in Brazil, and I think what was another show she did? I forgot. So she did at least 5 shows, and in Brazil
that is ridiculous. 5 shows in a year is just insane.
And I thought because Natalia's only like 27, so she's still young. She can bounce back.
Yeah.
But I think Sarah just she's a little bit older than Natalia about me, and I saw it when Natalia won. You know how sometimes when people win, you give the person a hug, congratulations. I don't think Sarah hugged Natalia.
No, she was feeling a little salty.
We said go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, you were about to say something, or you just?
Oh no, I said no. She was feeling a little salty.
Yeah, because I think same way as Shanique Grant felt when she lost to Sarah last year. I mean, 2 years ago. Now we have Sarah Cuejo, Abraham Cuejo. You can really see that she, right by the shoulder, she has put on a lot of size. She has more pop and definition in the midsection, and look at her quads.
Yeah, I mean, her physique is absolutely insane. I love her physique.
Hmm.
The separation, my God, the lats, like the way they just flare out like that, they're so thick, meaty, just really just gives her that. I call it the Dorito factor. It just kind of looks like an upside down Dorito, you know? It's got
Yeah,
that little triangle shape. And I mean, just everything about it just flows and just, she's got mass, condition. I mean, just great package that she brought.
yeah. And she got like well, we see some of the girls do the front lat spread. I call it like you ever see a cobra has he spread his
Yeah.
hood like give that cobra hood, and she catalyzed that. Like I said, she's young. I know she's happy, but the question is, you think she can still hold the title next year?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless Sarah comes back, uses that anger that she had when she got second, and kind of. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really see Sarah being able to kind of compete with this unless Sarah puts on quite a bit. Sarah will really have to improve her lats. She'll have to. I mean, she's literally got Sarah beat in everything: legs, back, you know, the shoulder to waist ratio, everything. She's got her just beat. There's no one area that I think that she beat Sarah in.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have here is Whitney Armstrong, who went dead last. Whitney's from her home state of North Carolina, and I think with her, she's bit on the small side. I think she should go to figure.
Yeah, go to figure or just take a year off and see what you can do. Or just do figure 1 year and try to put on muscle. I would say maybe go back to the drawing board with the coach, get some feedback from the judges, and see what they kind of think. And just because she finished last at the Olympia, it doesn't mean go down a class. It just, it's. I mean, you're still one of the best bodybuilders in the world, even if you bottomed out.
Hmm.
So maybe just need to kind of go back to the drawing board, and just kind of see what she can do for next year to at least become in the middle of the pack at the Olympia. Because I mean, 16th at the Olympia still means you're 16th best in the world, and it's something to be proud about.
Yeah, but she's tied for the South. Okay. We have here is Barbara Majan from France. Me and Barbara used to talk a little bit on my old channel, on my old account back on IG. I missed that old account because I love to talk to these ladies. And she took this is the third year in a row she took fourth. And I'm telling you, this lady, she, there was some competitors that some people thought might be better, but she was able to hold fourth place, and she's almost 50. If not, no, I think she's at 50.
And that is remarkable. Like, competing at 50, the things that your body goes through, and then not just that, just consistently holding fourth. I mean, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, I remember that the time she won it the first time, Ivy Rain was fifth. I remember there's a picture of her. Ivy Rain, her face was like she wasn't smiling. She felt like she did better. But I like Ivy Rain, but I think there might be some issues with her. Now we have here your girl.
My crush, my crush.
Your women only crush.
Yeah.
Real Lois Lane herself, Rachel Daniels, and I think she took 10th at the show, I believe, or was it? I can't remember. I forgot her placing.
Yeah, I think it was 10th.
Yeah, because I think when she did last time, she was 11th, and
Yeah.
and I think one thing what she made a mistake was her hair. She should because I like when her hair is like that. She had her hair look like like a Wednesday Adams. No, Morticia Adams.
Yeah.
I think she should always keep her hair like that. That helps a little bit because I think judges do go by looks because this is the division of looks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all women's division has, an aspect of looks in it more so than men. But yeah, I mean, I thought she looked great. One of the most amazing posers I've ever seen, especially in the women's side. I'd put her up there, definitely top 5 best posers, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if she's I'm trying to like her lats maybe need to come up more. Little bit. It's just a little bit of improvements all around, really. I mean, she's floating around the top 10. Um, you know, she just needs to keep grinding at it. And I think within a year or something, she knows what she's doing. She's been consistently every single year getting better and better and better. So she knows what she's doing. I think just, keep on keeping it balanced and adding a little bit of muscle everywhere. And she'll be in that top three, I say, within a year or two.
Yeah, because I think she took last year's off, and then and then I think that took the time to make the improvements. Because that was her first year in 2020. 2020 was her first year as a competing in Olympia, because that was the same year she got a pro card. Then she did, I think, was it Pittsburgh or St. Louis, and then she got a qualification through that show.
Yeah.
My man here, we got my man Raheem says Sarah got money like that. Yeah, because her husband, they fly around in Leo jets when it comes to Olympia. Yeah, she got money like that.
And her coaching business is huge, like because of the way she poses. Everyone wants her as their posing coach. So yeah, she's got some money.
Yeah, and we got a man, Execution23 says, "Hey George Page, thank you XA." And also, we just got my partner in charge here. Jared just came through. Yo, partner. Yeah, yo.
In charge.
How you doing? Jared, meet Sean. Sean, meet Jared.
How's it going?
Sean, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, we're doing an overview of we looked at last week. Right now we're on physique, but I know you don't know much about it. But like I said, if you want to still give your thoughts on this division, and happy to use your thoughts. Sean's here because he is a competitive bodybuilder, and we've really been going through these things. And I mean, he's really gives knowledge. Okay, it's cool with that.
Perfect. Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Perfect. Remember the video game? Perfect. Now the next person we're going to go up here. We see is next in line is Christy Cox. I think she is supposed to be a natural physique competitor. I think this is her first year. I don't know much about her. I'm going to try to study about her, but I think she's much older. And I don't know. She's a bit her condition looks decent enough, but like I said, I think she still has some things she needs to improve on.
Yeah, for starters, not be natural. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what her definition of natural is. Yeah, I mean, I can somewhat believe maybe she's natural. Maybe. Yeah, she needs a lot of work. I think, obviously, unfortunately, the way the world works is in the IFBB. If you're going to compete at that level, you got to kind of start taking some gear. She needs a lot of improvements. I think only really gear can kind of bring.
Yeah, I think she did one of the shows that I don't talk about because they don't have women's bodybuilding in it, and that's how probably she got hurt early by points. I don't know. I need to really follow a lot more because I'm trying to follow a lot more physique competitors because, like I said, physique is still like women's bodybuilding. It's the division where a lot of competitors are coming from and starting to fill up. We have here a lady who I've been talking to on social media, Winsome White, who I got to see compete at the Savannah. She won Savannah. Winsome, she also was overweight before she got it. And this thing, all people, if she was a chick that, Wayne Brady says, the Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch? That's her. Because she talked about it. She said, what? I found it. Well, it was one of my old G caps. She posted it. She said, yeah, she was remembering how she was on the Chappelle show. I said, she was Rachel? Said, I like your show, Dave. And Dave said, run, bitch, run for your life. Get some help. But, she looks pretty good. We were talking back and forth. She felt like she was really nervous, she told me, about doing the show. But, I saw a video with her. She was really, she tried to shake the nerves, but she looks, pretty good. I think, like I said, she's like one of the shorties. And like I said, the shorter girls really put on a good amount of muscle. So, gentlemen, what's your opinion on the lovely Miss Winsome White?
I'll let you go ahead and go first this time.
Sure. I think she could potentially become a bodybuilder if she continues on that path. I think her physique looks pretty good.
Because I know she's about the same height as Christina Bryant. Christina Bryant switched over this year. And, they both was at the show together because Christina took second to Ashley Hadley. and and look at the quads, and definition in it. I mean, I think one thing about midsection, like she was overweight. She was pregnant and she had kids, so that does affect how your midsection looks.
Yeah. I think she's got an amazing physique. Yeah, she could definitely go up to open if she wanted to. I'd like to see her stay in physique. She's got a beautiful shape to her. If she goes up, maybe she might lose it. But just kind of if going up to open is what she wants to do, I would say try to stay in physique a little bit until you kind of get to that point to where you can absolutely be competitive and open. I mean, she's done a phenomenal job. She made it to the Olympia, so
So you beat people like Tanya Chartrand. I think also there was there was also Shira Washington was there, and I also got to talk and meet Alex Hall. I didn't know she was doing that show, Alex Hall. So I talked to her. Yeah, she was doing this. We can't like last a minute thing. We have here this woman is Victoria. I don't know how to say her name. I'm not gonna pronounce it. She also, I think it says she. No, that's not Victoria. That's Kristella Zorowski. She competed at the that's Kristella Zorowski. She competed. If I got the name wrong, I'm sorry. She competed at the Vancouver show, same as Eva. She qualified last year at when she did, I believe, Omaha, because she competed at Puerto Rico, and she's also a mother, and she has a pretty impressive physique. She's from the Caribbean.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Nice definition. Nice abdominals. Only thing I'd say is maybe more size in the arms, but besides that, it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. She's beautiful. Yeah, arms are really lacking. Great condition. I can see her serratus there from the side. It looks incredible. Some nice separation there in the legs. But yeah, I agree. A little bit more size.
Hello, guys.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm gonna get some coffee real quick.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Yeah, I think, like I said, if she works on her size a bit, I think she'd do pretty good. But she is much older. I think she's in her mid-40s, and but it is. You get that muscle maturity. Sometimes, your metabolism slows down a little bit. You can put on a little bit of muscle.
Yeah.
Also, we have here is Melissa Tyke, and I know you met her a while back.
Melissa Tyke.
She was the one she's the one doing the. You said doing. She was like one of those girls that was doing the deadlifting contest.
Oh yeah. That's right, Miss Beast.
Yeah, Miss Beast. And I think she just said that she's going to go up to women's bodybuilding. She one time she wasn't, because I know she had an interview with David of Female Bodybuilding Forum, and she said she was kind of hesitating. She said she won't wait till the judges say, but I think it's a good move to move up to women's bodybuilding. You think?
Yeah, I've seen her in person. I've met her. The girl can get absolutely shredded. Like, she can get conditioned. I mean, look at the quads, how they're just feathered, the separation and stuff in the legs. I think it's a good move. Seeing her in person because I seen her in Dallas, Texas at the GASP 40th anniversary. She would need more size, I think, to be able to kind of compete. But I mean, she's competitive. Like, she will be competitive and open. I mean, on condition and all of that. So, yeah, I'm anxious to see what she does in women's open. She's definitely going to be more of an aesthetic bodybuilder up there, more so than a mass monster like Michaela.
Mm-hmm, yeah, because I think, like I said, you really see right the shoulders, her lats. She has incredible lats.
Yeah,
and I think would be detrimental to her, because you look at that lat spread. A lot of ladies, if you like, I know one lady. She's from Romania. She had a great body, but just didn't have the lats. I think it was she was a friend. She was was a student of Alina Popa. She was Romanian. I forgot how to say it. Una. Una had a great body, but just didn't have the lat development. I think she said she's not going to compete anymore because she can focus on powerlifting. And she's also a mom. She has families.
Yeah.
Next up we have here is Chelsea Worlster. And Chelsea is like also she's a shorty too. I think with her height and maybe just a little bit of conditioning, she's kind of like she has a more tapered of physique in
Mhm.
at the waist because she went to Omaha, and even though they had a deep lineup in Omaha, lady who I'm good friends with, Whitney Brooks, she competed at Omaha. But I think if she make the right adjustments, maybe a little size, what you think?
Yeah, very aesthetic. A little bit more size. I don't know what she's at the age, but yeah, I mean, I like her physique. It's very flowing. Yeah, just more size. I mean, she's got great wheels. I mean, triceps amazing, delts amazing. Um, her midsection is actually kind of nice. So, yeah, she's definitely on the right path. I just don't really know what her age is here to like see how much time she's kind of got to really be more competitive.
She might be eating her late 30s, early 40s, something like that, maybe. My man Raheem Brooke should have won. Yeah, I feel like she should, but I think Brooke just needs to work on conditioning. Also, she should move up to bodybuilding. I don't think Brooke should stay where she's at. I think she's good where she's at. I don't think she has good physique, but I don't think she really want to go and up to bodybuilding. And also, Rita should go into bodybuilding. She got bigger. Rita who? I mean, what Rita you talking about? There's a lot of Ritas. Uh, you know, um, I don't know which Rita you're talking about. There's like probably half a dozen Ritas. There's Rita West, but that's not how I spell it. She has gotten better, the boss bitch, but she's not competing this year because I know she has surgery, and I don't know if she's going to compete this year. I know she recently just moved to Vegas. We'll
Yeah.
look at a couple more physique girls before we jump over to the other divisions, and we're gonna look some right here quick. We have here Raluca Raduca, and she is from Romania. We have at least I think two or three remaining competitors. Other than we have Lena Popa, is her. Is also there's Una I missed, but she didn't complete. I think it was a. I think she just did two. She did two shows over. She did a Spain Europa show, and she did the Romanian show, and won them both, which means she pushed out somebody's qualifications for the Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, she's a competitor. Her job is to make money. There's really not much money in bodybuilding, so if you're
We
going
all
to
know
snatch
that.
some money, uh, do as many shows as you can. And plus too, like if I was competing at that level, I think I would do as many shows as I can. I think it was Lee Priest said that he would do multiple shows a year just so he would like not have to face more people in the Olympia. You know what I mean? So it's a great strategy. Just do as many shows as you can, win as many. That way, you increases your odds more at the Olympia.
Yes, that's really good. Yeah, that's what Natalia did because she knocked out at least four people. You know,
Yeah.
and then I think I know Ann Moon knocked out at least two, and then with that's about it. But yeah, she has a very offended look. I think it's a look they want to see. But I think really, if her condition could be a little better, and maybe just slight more size.
Yeah. A beautiful, beautiful physique. Great hands. Um, nice, nice arms. Very flowing. I think she's got an incredible physique.
Nice
Waist
rack,
waist a little blocky, but you know,
a nice rack.
yeah, nice rack.
Nice rack. Yeah, we look at the rack. Next up we have here is Miss Antoinette Downing. As you know, she beat Melissa at the Arizona Pro. Melissa won the show twice before. Got a qualification that show last year. There's a debate that may not have deserved to win. I mean, I watched the show, and I was surprised that she even won that show.
Yeah, I think it would help out bodybuilding a lot if we had the judges kind of explain on scorecards or something on why they judge things the way that they do. I think it would help out the sport a lot. And I think it would also not only help out the sport, like, it would help it to where just casual fans can kind of get the insight of what judges are thinking and why they're scoring things. And it would make it more entertaining. Because, I mean, you have situations like this to where, like you said, you couldn't figure out why she won. But maybe if you was able to kind of get in the judges' heads to see what they was looking at and what they seen, you'd be able to kind of judge shows better a little bit, I mean, and me as well, because I would love to know why certain things happen in the sport.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, she's a much older competitor. I think she's in her 50s. She's done Olympia. I think this is going to be her third appearance since she's been competing. I remember I talked about it. Yeah, I said it. I remember when I posted it on my old channel. I said it was her first time. She saw my thing. She said it was her third time. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm corrected." But yeah, congratulations to her. Coming. I think she competes since 2019, and it's been almost 3 years. We have here Jenny Feldman. And Jenny, I interviewed a lady who she's good friends with, the lovely Miss Daphne Carter. And Jenny is, I think, she's close to 50, and she's been competing for a while time. This is, I think, her second time to Olympia, and she won at the Tampa this summer. And Jenny, I think one thing, Jenny, I put in the same lane as Ivy Rain, great back and shoulders, but just a little small at the legs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she's got great ham glute tie-ins, especially in this shot. Great flowing physique. Uh, yeah, she is definitely lacking downstairs, but I mean, she still brought the conditioning.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And just something else to also bring up as well.
Yes.
Because I have talked to an IFBB pro female bodybuilder on the issue of judging in particular, and she told me that the head judge is the one who actually makes the decision, and the rest of the judges kind of sign off on it. And if they don't agree with the head judge can remove them at any time, reappoint the judges until they make the correct decision that the head judge wants.
Wow. So he just takes, like, it's not like okay, if you have a vote, okay, you vote this way, I vote your way, and we outvote him, and he can just veto the votes. I mean, that's just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. It's kind of sad in a really, really broken system.
yeah, it's a broken system. You say this. Also, we have here Brooke Walker, who I was rooting for. I felt like she's gonna win this. Brooke has like what about Brooke is like she's like Andrea, very attractive, great physique. But I think she might have missed the conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what her conditioning from the back was. From this shot, I see amazing conditioning. Her serratus is really popping through. Looks like her quads are kind of feathered there. I mean, her quads are just like blaring out at you. Like that's where my eyes are kind of getting drawn to the most is those legs.
Hmm. I think she's a little bit soft in the midsection. It's just not a lot of pop like you look at Natalia. That probably in the back also, like I know some competitors said that they have lost shows because of their back. They look good in the front, but then turn around the back. I know. I remember when Charlotte Boswell did an interview when she competed at Chicago back in 2020 against her and Teresa Vasic. And Teresa, she has a great back, and that's how when Charlotte lost to Teresa because of the back. I said, "Bye, just because of the back." The back. Say, yeah, because it was the back.
Yeah, and then I mean, yeah, bodybuilding shows are won and lost from the back. I mean, that's the hardest muscle group to get right to grow. It's a lot of most competitors I think have problems with it. I mean, even at the pro level, it's just so many muscles back there, and it's kind of hard to get that mind muscle connection for a lot of people when their back movements.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashana's got a great back. I mean,
Yeah.
Rashana's back is incredible.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Teresa's, but also too, Teresa's legs are kind of crap. Let's be honest. So
Teresa she has the like a you would say guys go in prison they get that great upper body but they have no legs
yeah.
I think she just has to make those. I mean, I know like we talked about how Teresa has to work hard with her legs, but it seems like it's just not coming out. If Teresa can get her legs in with the rest of her body, I think she probably could. Like we said this both you and me. We say she could possibly because she has to look very very girl next door look very she could possibly beat Andrea. But like I said,
I think she could. I mean, she would definitely challenge her if Teresa was able to get her legs as freaky as her back. Yeah, I mean, she would definitely. I think she would beat Andrea. She's got that wholesome the girl next door, beautiful blue eyes. Like I think she would definitely challenge Andrea.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think now it's like somebody since like in women's bodybuilding, like since Kim Savetsky or or Corey Everson. Yeah, I had that. We have here is Jing Lee Hyatt from Korea. If I got a name right, I'm going to apologize. If I got a name wrong, I'm going to apologize. And she did at least a couple of shows. She earned a qualification at Toronto. She did she did New York, where she played second to Natalia. And there's not that many Asian women in this level of bodybuilding. I remember there was a good, like, other than her, Michelle, and maybe a couple others. It's just a very, very small contingent.
Yeah, and it's the same way on the men's side too. There's really not many Asians in the sport at all. I'm always fascinated whenever I see like an Asian. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. You just don't see them that much.
Yeah, I think, like I said, she's much older. You can really say in her face, like she was much older. I think some aspects of she really needed work on conditioning. She, like you said, she don't have that feather she has in the quads, and I think also her tricep doesn't really pop.
No, definitely some arms. I mean, that could be a posing issue. Maybe that's angles that she's got there. But yeah, it doesn't look like she has absolutely no triceps, but that could just be the angle of her arms, the way that they are.
Yeah. Well, next up we have here is Ivy Rain. I'm a fan of Ivy Rain. I think she has an amazing. She's, like I said, she's a mother of two kids. She's in her late 40s, and I think she has a bodybuilder's upper body, but she has a physique legs. I mean, I remember I always watch a video of her walking. She has a video of her walking, in the gym, and you see her back, and that back is just crazy.
Yeah, it's what the Teresa syndrome, crazy back.
Yeah.
But I think that her legs are better than Teresa. She's got decent legs. I mean, maybe the back's just so crazy it kind of draws from the legs.
Yeah.
I mean that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she needs to work a little bit on her conditioning, I think.
Yeah, because I think with her being much older, I know last year she took seventh. She took fifth to Barbara, and she was too happy taking fifth to Barbara. She did like two shows, and those other two shows she was right behind Natalia until she got a qualification at Toronto. But I think she has a great physique. Like I said, her legs are all right, just maybe a little more size. If she were into bodybuilding, she needs a little more size of legs because he has the upper body that works for bodybuilding. The next thing we have here is Anne-Lorraine Moon, and she's from France. She's another French competitor. And Anne-Lorraine, I mean, she has, I think, in my opinion, and I don't know if you guys share mine, I think she should go up to Women's Open.
50-50 on that.
50-50?
Yeah, I would say kind of depends on what she wants to do, and what she's getting feedback from the judges. If she was to go up, I'd say take a year off, and just kind of concentrate a little bit on size. But yeah, I think but it just kind of seems like all the judges are telling all these physique girls to go up too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they are. Yeah, I remember I was one show. Her name was this lady named Laura. Forgot her name. Laura Tachilla. She's from Spain, and I remember last year she said she wanted to go up to women's bodybuilding. And Laura's kind of like she's kind of like almost like and big shoulders, big lats, and she wanted to go up to women's bodybuilding, but the judges said no. And I think, like, oh, why don't you go ahead? Because sometimes you do what you want to do, but like you said, she listens to the judges. And this is Sarah. I'm gonna talk about one more person, and then we move on. That this is just Sarah kneeling, and posing, and I'm gonna pull her up, and that is, if I can find her, that is Ashley Jones. Ashley is. I think there's debate about her maybe going over to women's physique, to women's bodybuilding, because Ashley's kind of like a shorty, like some of the other girls. She's short. And I've seen pictures of her. Even Andrea Shaw says Ashley should consider going up to women's physique, to women's bodybuilding. I mean, as last year she qualified for the Olympia, but she missed it because she got sick. She was at the show, right, was when they had it in Florida, and she got sick. And I said, "Damn, she was just there, but she couldn't compete." But I don't know. I'm honestly thinking she should consider going up because I did a thing where I did like a comparison video between her and Melissa Tyke. You know, this is a little video. We go let's watch a little. She has a little video montage here. You know, let me show you real quick. Let me see what you say. Let me see. She's doing a little talking here. I'm on her IG with right now because I don't know why you posted pictures of that stuff. That's her now talking. Yeah,
She looks angry.
Remember she was figure
yeah.
originally.
Yeah,
She was
I
figure.
remember.
She turned pro as a figure, and then she went to physique in 2020. She took second. I think she made top 5 at Tampa, and then she won the Texas Pro. Then came back, won Chicago, and then turned around and she took second to Melissa at Texas Pro. And I think she should have skipped that show. If y'all got your but I know you said again, these competitors want to compete, they want to prove themselves, see how they do. You know, this is like I think right here. This is they say video here. This is like a picture. I think this is a video of her right here. This is a competition video. If you look at her, especially around the quads and your upper body, look at the shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, those legs are insane. I would say, yeah, she's definitely got an open, but I would say move up. Those legs are absolutely crazy. She's gorgeous as hell, too.
Yeah, she's cute. Here's a button, and she's about the same height as people like I think she's about the same because I think there's a picture of her and Melissa Tech side by side. Her and Melissa about the same height. She's about the same height as Winston White and Christina Bryant. Maybe about the same height as Bronca and West traffic of. I think she's 5'3" or 5'2", like Ashley Young.
Yeah, she's about normal height then. She's really got a great physique. I'd like to see her in open. I really would.
I think she would do good.
Yeah, great back. I mean, her glutes are damn near like almost like Andrea Shaw's fucking glutes. Like when you see her pull around back here, it kind of reminds me of Andrea Shaw's glutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she still needs to work on the back, especially around the back glutes. The back was pretty good, but she has glutes about the size of almost as big as Margie V. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she looks very impressive. Like I said, she's still young, and she just turned pro. I think 2 years ago, did figure, and then jumped over to physique last year. She was in top 5 at Tampa. And then she, wins Texas through Chicago, win that show, and then takes second at Texas.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with her. I would say move up.
Now we're gonna move on to move on. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna talk about. We're not gonna talk too much of the fitness girls because I don't know all the competitors and all the figure girls. We're gonna talk about the ones we do know or the ones we've seen because like I said, I don't follow the division as much, but I do want to pay attention because it is to me. I think that division figure is more like women's bodybuilding than anything, even though they're wearing high heels. And fitness is a division that was created because of women's bodybuilding because it happened because they had to create a new division to represent for women who didn't have the development to compete alongside, who didn't even have the size or something to compete. Now, right here, I believe we have. I think it's Nicole. Might be Nicole Graham. I believe I'm pulled up because it looks like it's her. Because Nicole Graham, I think Nicole Graham was the top 10 at the show, and she's been competing for a while. I think she's been an Olympic competitor for at least 2 or 3 years in her life, in her career. And with the figure girls, they have the more tapering waist, broader shoulders. They have good quad development. Some figure girls, I feel like, could go up to women's physique, even that far.
Yeah, I really like her physique. Great shape, phenomenal shape.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pretty decent conditioning from this shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think she took she either because I know she was in the top five. 'Cause I watched the video of from the figure when you talk about the figure girls, and Sydney Gillen won it again, and I don't think she made top five. I think we have here. I don't know this lady, so I'm not going to talk about her too much. Don't recognize her right off. No, no. Uh, I don't recognize her.
All right, I
Oh,
feel better because you don't recognize because I don't recognize
well,
a
Yeah.
we
lot
do
of
recognize.
these.
Yeah, we do recognize here Sydney Gillen, and Sydney. I mean, and, you think Sydney can probably go up to win physique if she wanted to?
I would say she'd have to guess get a little bit bigger legs, bigger arms and shoulders. But yeah, she could definitely move up. I don't see she'd be winning smaller shows, I think, but she'd be competing in being competitive in smaller shows. But I don't think she'd be winning anything crazy like big shows like the Rising Phoenix or the Olympia if she did move up.
I think I think she's happy with that. And I think she's not that far. She's for the most Olympia wins. She's tied with people like Corey Everson for the women,
Hmm.
and she's just maybe two winners away from tying with Linda Murray, and she could possibly, tie with Linda with Iris Kala, even surpass her because
Yeah.
she can. She's still young, so she can put in no 4 or 5 years she wants. We have here that is Maggie Watson. She is from Canada, and Maggie's pretty impressive. I mean, great looks to her, very attractive, great physique. She's good broad shoulders. I mean, maybe not as much conditioning in the quads. I don't think she. I believe she don't think. I think she cracked number 11, maybe number 12.
Yeah, she looks phenomenal. Great conditioning, great midsection, decent shoulders. Yeah, I'd say a little bit more better conditioning in the leg area. She's looking a little soft. I'm not seeing much separation in the legs, but
Yeah, those high heels would be strengthen your legs a little bit more. I think this is Autumn Cleveland, I believe. Or is it? I'm not sure. I'm not gonna talk about it if I don't really know her. This is I think Natalie Sarato from Mexico. She's a bit, she has good, I think maybe a little more size. I think she took fifth in this show. I watched the video. She was one of the top five competitors. I think, some girls probably would have done better, but I don't know. I think it's about looks and everything else more or less than conditioning and figure.
yeah,
Okay, we're gonna a couple more girls I want to talk about because there's some girls I do follow and I do I'm a fan of. So right here is Autumn Cleveland. Right here. This is Autumn Cleveland right here. Yeah, now I recognize that's Autumn Cleveland because I think she earned a qualification. I think at the Hurricane show. I don't think she cracked the top 10 at this show. I think she, what she could, if you look at her and you can see the high heels, she could be a physique competitor.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could also see it.
yeah. She's more like the girls who started in the early, like 2015, 2016. And I think she might, do well in it if she switches over. But I think she's gonna stay in the division. We have here Rhea Gale. She's from Great Britain. And Rhea, just I think her second Olympic qualification. I remember a while back I did a video about her. She saw the video. She liked it. I was hoping to get an interview with her sometime soon, but I know she's busy. Maybe I'll try to reach. I might do my man KL do reach out her through email instead of doing through IG. I think that might help out a little better. I think she's a little bit on the shorter side. I remember she was a top 10. I was watching the video, and she looked like she was kind of disappointed because I think she knew that she wasn't going to win the show. I think she knew it.
Yeah, I think it as a competitor when you're backstage and you're looking at everyone else, you kind of know, you know what's going on usually,
Yeah,
unless the judges kind of screw you over.
yeah, it could be that. Don't know this lady. I don't know this lady. I don't know her. I don't know her. Don't know her. Don't know her. Uh,
I don't know a lot of them. I mean, they
what's that?
both
Wait a
got some
minute.
great physiques.
No, wait a minute. That I think was that. No, that's Rhea Gale right there. Who was that I was talking about? This is Rhea Gale right here. I, I must. That was another girl. This Rhea Gale right here. They look about alike. This is Rhea Gale right here. She's the one from Great Britain. The other girl, I don't know who she was. I must have thought it was Rhea Gale. I look at the face now. That's Rhea Gale. You know. And this lady here, I don't know. One couple ladies I'm going to talk about before we move out. I'm surprised they had the pictures here. I'm surprised they had the pictures because most definitely, you know, I'm really surprised they have the pictures. And that is Jessica Padilla Reyes. And, you know, she took second at the show. You know, she said, Jessica, let's see. You know, I follow her on social media here. There she is. You know, I'm going to pull up. And Jessica, this is, I think, her seventh Olympia she's competed in. You know, she has competed ever since the good part of when the figure division started. And Jessica, I keep having the debate that I think she could go up to physique.
Definitely. And I think a lot of the issue is too with the girls in this division is they're too afraid to go up to physique, thinking that, you know, whether they might end up losing some of their femininity. So even though the girls could go up, maybe necessarily they just don't want to. Because, I mean, the gear that they're pushing now at this level, they know that that's probably maybe the threshold, you know, like the hair loss and all of that stuff. So,
yeah, I think she probably is more concerned about losing her femininity. Here's the video here of her at the show. We show this review real quick. And, you know, and she's from Puerto Rico originally. She's a mom also. She used to work for the Coca-Cola company. I remember she had an interview station for Coca-Cola. She lives in Texas. As you know, Texas has become a mecca for bodybuilding. Yeah. I mean, she's very attractive. She's in her mid-40s. You wouldn't think she's in her mid-40s.
No, you know, absolutely. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, you would think she was like maybe early 30s. You know, Puerto Ricans, you know, they also have a little black in them, so black don't crack. And you know, look at her shoulders. I mean, you know, great lines. I mean, you know, I send her stuff on her IG. She likes it. You know, she likes the stuff I send her because, you know, especially I send her pictures, stuff like that. You know, I know she's about her image, and she likes it. And she'll take it. I know sometimes I remember when I used to on my old IG account, I sent pictures of. She posted on her social media, like her Facebook and also her IG, because, you know, the stuff she hadn't seen herself. But she has a nice walk. I mean, she took second, you know. I mean, you know, I think maybe her height might be the issue because she's a tall woman.
Yeah. I mean, second's nothing to like look down on. I'd be happy with second. I think she's absolutely looks amazing, gorgeous as hell. Yeah, not really much knocking on her physique.
Yeah, because her birthday was that weekend. I think she had a birthday. She just turned. I don't know what age she said. She'd say, but you know how some ladies they like to keep the age to the close to the vest.
Yeah.
One more lady we do before we head out of figure, and she should pull up. We're here. Where is she? We have her in a second. It should be up here. I don't. Let's see. I can't find her. Well, I was going to talk about Laura Montez, but I can't find her. I know her IG account is somewhere. I know I used to, you know, I don't follow her on here. It's got another Lola. It's a dog, and she. But we'll say that Laura Montez. I think she took third of the show. She looked pretty good. I think maybe, you know, it's, you know, she does a lot of stuff on IG and on social media. But, you know, I think she looks pretty impressive. You know, I ever saw Lola Montez. She does very, very exotic erotica stuff on her. She's on Twitter also. So, you know. But she's also a mom with two kids. I think one of the kids has special needs. Now, before we end these conversations and we go on something else, we're going to talk about one more, and that is fitness. We're not going to go on too many people. We'll talk about most definitely. We'll talk about one particular person and maybe a couple of people, more people, and then we'll just, you know, have a little conversation afterwards. And that is, wait a second, we're going to pull it up. You know, and, you know, fitness, as you know, has been around for since the early 90s. It was a division that was created for women who didn't want to push that level when it comes to muscle and size. They feel like they didn't want to lose their femininity. And the winner of the show after losing to Whitney Jones, because Whitney Jones didn't compete this year. I think she decided to retire because I remember I watched her. After I saw a video after the Olympia, she was like icing up her legs and her knees, and I think Whitney, she's in her mid-40s now, and I think she says I think her day is done, and that's why she qualified, but she was there working behind the scenes. She works with real strength, so but she's.
And I mean, Whitney has literally broken every bone in her body at least 2 times. So 40 in that division, that's almost like 80 years old. That division ages you quick. As much as you get fucked up doing all those flips, it ages you quick.
Yeah, and I think as the winner is again regained her title is Mrs. Trescott. Taking second is Jacqueline Baker, and third Ariel Kadir. And I thought Ariel would took second. This is a picture of Jackie and Missy together, and I think with Missy you can see how much bigger she is.
Yeah,
she's really put.
Yeah, she's really, really put on a lot of size. I was super, super impressed with Missy. I think that this is what she kind of needed to do because her routine kind of lacks a little bit. I mean, it's exciting with all the flips and the little, it's almost like she throws a little Kiss concert up there with all of her little stage props. But yeah, I think that she needed to try to do something. I don't know who her new coach is. I know her old coach used to be John Meadows, and then
Mountain Dog. Yeah, I think Booker. I think also that's Reese's coach too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it broke her heart when we lost him because I know she posted on social media. From the back, you can see like one thing. Jacqueline's quads are not as big, not as much conditioning. You can look from the back of the legs all up. I think the back really pulled, put Missy into light years ahead of Jacqueline.
Yeah. It's like you're looking at 2 different divisions here. Like it's. I mean, her everything. It's just she's almost dwarfing her and smoking her in every body part from the back here.
Yeah. All right. We're also going to move on here, and we're going to because Missy, she is champion again. I know she's proud of herself. I think her routine was she had like jaws, something like that. I saw some clips of it because I don't really watch shows. It's long, but she looked pretty good. Next up, that's Tamara Vaughn. I did talk about her. She's originally from Canada. Also, she's a mother, and she's married. She lives in Florida now. I think with her age, it's going to get a lot tougher for her to maintain. She might need to consider either going to figure, where I think it'll be a lot better. She'll do a lot of jumping around. You see, she has good quad development right there. I mean, calf development. Yeah. Next up, we have a lady that Minya Pajakati. I mean, Minya. She I like her. She's very attractive, appealing, but I think the issue with her is that she's too old for the division. I know she's in her mid-40s now. She also does powerlifting, and I'm gonna put real quick her routine before her routine. I saw it. I was like, I sent it to Sean. I saw. Yeah, and her routine wasn't as high.
It had no flow to it. It was very kind of like choppy. There was no grace to it at all.
Yeah, it was on here. I know I saw it on here. I think this is right here. The routine. She had some height on her jump, stuff like that. But the routine looked a little bit, like you look at it. She's Catwoman. She's rolling around. She's doing little flips like that, little kicks. Handstand. She is a good jump, but she didn't have a lot of height when she did the spread eagle.
Yeah.
But kicks is all right. I think not enough speed and power.
Yeah.
Right there, where she just spinned over, like that. the debate is, should she go to physique because she earned a pro card as fitness, but she switched over to physique because she had an injury and she couldn't do a lot of a lot of the moves that she does here. Even with this, the cartwheel wasn't as not as fast, a little slow.
Yeah.
She looks like I think she's about to tire out a little bit because she put on a good amount of size.
Yeah, and she's not as flexible. I mean, I think she's going to have to probably move out of the division, especially if she's going to be mixing sports like powerlifting, bodybuilding, and this, because it's kind of like this evolve. This you need a lot of like mobility and shit, and when you're putting on those different muscle fibers like bodybuilding and powerlifting, it's kind of hard to have that mobility. Like, I mean, when the more muscle you put on, the thicker, the denser the muscle from powerlifting, you lose a lot of mobility. I think you kind of see that in her routine with her splits. It's almost like she can't go down, she can't jump as high. It's like, okay, you're going to kind of have to pick what it is that you're going to want to do. I mean, you could definitely do both, but you're not going to be able to really compete at the highest level if you're juggling 3 different sports here.
Yeah, and this is like a picture right here, which is like if you look at her right here, you take off the high heels. I think her waist is too thick for figure. She has good shoulders. Kick off the high heels, put on maybe 5 pounds more muscle, and do physique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she could shed some off too. I mean, that's always an option. She's getting older,
Well, as when you're old, it's hard to shed off any kind of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It almost makes it impossible. Yeah. We'll talk about one more competitor here because, like I said, I don't know all the girls in fitness. I follow the ones who I have done content about, and I think I was surprised she didn't do as well as she should have, and that is Erica Deer. Ariel, she's only I think about a year younger than Missy, and you would think that maybe I don't know. There she is. She's a little too thick for figure, and she don't have enough size for physique. She's pint size because she's like I said. This is this girl. She's been a pro since she was 17 years old. She took a few years off to live life and to grow and develop, and she didn't start competing till like about maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. She's definitely got that. She's a thick girl. I don't know how tall she is. I mean, she's a gorgeous girl. Yeah, I would say she's still young, right? You said she started competing 17, which is phenomenal. Like
turned pro at 17.
Yeah, turned pro at 17. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say just keep keep doing what she's doing. I mean, she's obviously got the genetics for it. She's turning pro that damn young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, folks, that's the wrap because we're not going to talk. Well, I will do this. I will kind of mention, as you know, there was wellness, and I will mention for a good bit. And me and Sean talk about this, how we see these wellness girls. They look like, to me, they're a cross between figure and physique, but with bigger butts.
Yeah. Like horse legs and a horse ass, basically. Like it's huge legs and ass.
And some of these girls look like they could go up to either if they can bring in their weights a little more and maybe drop a little pounds from the butt, they could probably do figure. Or even I know this one girl, she just did nationals. She was a wellness competitor. She did women's bodybuilding. She took second in her class. But maybe next year we see. I mean, look at the legs. I mean, there are probably there's bodybuilders and physique competitors that would kill for those quads. I mean, and they all it is just like they're like they're more pumped up than the bikini girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, this chick here, she looks. I mean, she reminds me of my friend I've become, Daphne Carter. Daphne Carter was a physique competitor. She went up to wellness. But it's debate how these girls. I mean, and just talk about some of them use some kind of oil and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you look at a lot of these girls that you're going through, not like her ass. Like it's just that does not look natural. I'm sorry. That's either implants or you're just pumping a shit ton of oil in there.
Yeah, yeah. But it is like I said. It is what it is. You know. But
Yeah, and I mean, guys do it too. That guys pump oil in their calves and their arms and do all of that. So
yeah. Well, me and Sean, we were talking about something. Sean sent me a video, and it's a video from a guy named Kenny Ko. Now, I've seen the guy a few times on social media, on YouTube, because anytime in my timeline, I get content from, especially since I follow bodybuilding, and especially I follow women's bodybuilding. I will get content and stuff in my YouTube timeline, and I've seen a couple of his videos. He goes to shows and he confronts people. He even confronts people at gyms. I was watching a video this afternoon where I sent it to Sean, where it's a video of him in the gym. I saw Chelsea Dion, and she was also on the cover she was on the cover of the video, but you saw her for a second. I don't think he talked to her. If there's another part two to that video, I don't know. But I was if Sean sent me a video, it was him. He was at, I don't know what show it was. It may have been I don't know if it was Olympia or it might have been another. Could have been Olympia because he's working around with a tank top. And what I heard, it was cold as shit over there in Vegas. I know a couple of ladies who I know they got sick. I know Shauna Boswell, her and her family got sick. Danielle said she got sick. I think hey people, I know hey, I know the virus has dropped down a little bit, but it's still the flu and it's still pneumonia. It's still things out there. And Kenny, while he was there, he was talking with a particular bodybuilder who I do follow. He pulled to the they were talking, and what she should have did was she should have walked away. A smart thing we done was just to walk away from this dude.
Super quick and simple. Are you natural?
I'm pausing before I start. He should have just walked. She should have just walked away. I don't know why she didn't. She had the opportunity when she was put into that position when he was asked that question, but she decided to. I don't know why. Maybe just people you gotta be smarter people. You gotta be smart. And you hit.
Natural or not? Am I natural or not? That's for you guys to find out. So just
right there, Teresa should have just ended and walked away.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's pretty well known that this guy just chases clout. You could tell that's just an uncomfortable laugh and smile. I don't blame her for saying, what she says later on in the video, because I mean, under contracts for these athletes, you got to sign it where it says basically if you fail a drug test, you give up your rights to being sponsored for any sponsor. It doesn't matter who you are, and your sponsors know that you're juiced to the gills, but it's still part of the contract just in case, So, but yeah, it's kind of sad that, someone like this has got to kind of lie about her being natural and not, when it's obvious that she's not natural.
Yeah, because look at her. You see right there, even with her hair covered, you can see her shoulders.
Yeah.
I remember Teresa was competing back in 20 when she got. I remember this. I told Sean this. I used to follow a bodybuilder man, Brittany O'Ville, on Facebook, and the year when she earned her pro card was in 2016, 2017, and she and her and Teresa were in the overall, and I think it was the 20. It was in the nationals, and Brittany won, and I told Brittany, that girl looked a little better conditioned than you. She looked like she liked more conditioning, and she unfollowed me. I shouldn't say it, but I felt like I had to say, I was surprised she won. This chick, she looked like, that's when Teresa was huge. She was like bigger, but she downsized the last couple of years when she turned pro. And we go over and finish the video here.
Just guess. Huh? Take a wild guess. From the audience. What?
Like they're gonna have to guess whether you're natural or not.
Oh, they have to guess? I don't know what they're gonna say.
Well, unless you tell them.
No, I'm not. I'm natural.
You're natural?
Yeah.
Lifetime natural?
Yes. How do you think I keep my face?
Nervous laugh. Keep your face. I mean, you can get fillers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. There's a lot of cosmetic things you can do to keep your face. I mean, but Teresa, she should have just, when she said, you can guess, she kept on walking. She left herself to be a target. She left herself to be a sucker. A smarter person would say, or kind of say something like, well, you understand, some of us do have to take something like, form of enhancers because we cannot get rid of this type of muscle without any kind of help, as long as it's legal and it's prescribed by my doctor or also by a specialist. I do use it. It helps me help me recover better. If she had used logic to this guy, it probably would have derailed him.
Yeah, I feel so bad for her. Like, this was just an uncomfortable situation. You can see it in every facial feature that she has, and it sucks that, like, you got to kind of lie about it and everything. But like you said, there was way better ways to go about it, I think, because it's almost like nowadays, if it hurts you more for saying that you're natural when you're obviously not, than you just coming out and saying I'm enhanced, or maybe dance around the question a little bit better. I mean, she's obviously getting just torn apart in the comment sections and everything here.
Yeah, because I made a comment like she should have just walked away. Yeah, one guy says, "Am I natural or not?" In a deeper voice than Kenny, evil effing it. That slips to tongue was priceless. So, women's bodybuilding is a question. As you know, she says, we'll finish the rest of the video. Man, his voice deeper than Kenny's. Talking, nah, man, that's a woman. How do you think I keep my face? As he has a question mark. How do you think you keep my face? Looking like Homelander. Oh man, that's all right, man. I'm natural. What you don't like my sexy man voice? Hey man, I hate that shit. I'm natural with a voice crack of a 13-year-old. I mean, it's just I hate this shit.
I hate it too. And it just, like, if she just said, yeah, I'm enhanced, that's it, I take creatine. You know what I mean? Like, this video wouldn't have got 31,000 views. And I think, it wouldn't have got 31,000 likes, and it wouldn't have got any attention at all.
Yeah, that's here we go to the rest of it. What she's saying.
So lifetime natural. And what division do you compete in?
Bodybuilding.
Okay. So women's bodybuilding.
Yes.
Super quick and simple.
Okay.
Did you hear the part he said men's and then he switched
Yeah.
up to women's? That is, fuck him. He can eat a dick and ride on it.
Yeah, this is his fucking MO. He does this stupid shit. He just chases clout and all that. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a turd ball. That's for sure.
Yeah,
why isn't he banned from a lot of these conventions or whatever if he's doing this kind of stuff?
That's a good question. I mean, if I remember right, I think he's actually gotten into fights at these conventions too. Like, he pulls like stunts like this, or worse stunts than this, obviously. But
yeah, I think because he's a content maker, bodybuilding can use any kind of attention they can get, be it good or bad, any kind of attention. And he's one of those guys, he likes to call attention to certain things, he himself, he supposed to be, he looks like he works out, but it's just
super quick and simple.
Let me go look at. I think there's a video that I sent to Sean, and it's gonna be like where is it? I think let's see. Where I'm going to go on his videos real quick, and he's going to, he talks about particularly some people like the Liver King, how, he came out about not being natural, and his video. It's a little clip. I'm gonna pull it up real quick so y'all can see it. He's I think he's at a gym. And he's talking to a lot of people. And there's one part here. I'm going to go back a little bit, and you can see a particular competitor who's there in this gym. I don't know if it's like the original.
What is it? Kenny. Derek. Nice to meet you.
Go back some, where he's like talking to other people, and let's see. I'm gonna pause it real quick because she was at this gym and he was asking questions. Let's see.
Natty or not? Natty or not?
For guys?
No, you. So the real question, natty or not?
Natty or not?
Yeah. Are you natural or
Where is it? I know I saw it. If you look at the cover, there, where it's right here. My computer. Don't you hate technology? It should be, but we'll forget about it. We'll forget about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
We'll forget about it.
So if he asked that question,
okay.
Here it is. Here it is. It's supposed to come up in a few.
Comments aside. He's wearing like a pump cover.
I don't know why it's taking so
It's
long.
hard to tell.
I'll take it off.
He could be hiding it. We'll touch back.
It looks like he's in the dragon lair.
I know. Okay,
See right
away.
there. See right there, right there. That's Chelsea Dion and her boyfriend.
yeah,
And she was there, and it just might have been maybe by the looks of it, she's not as pumped. Might be right before Tampa, or maybe right after Tampa, or it looks like it. I'm trying. Let me see if I can play it and see if it come up a little bit, and you can see it's taking its time.
I think it's obvious.
She said, she thinks it's obvious. She admits to it. She knows. She says, I think it's obvious. She can go with details. That's a smart thing. Chelsea did a smart thing.
That was a smart, because I mean, like, if your sponsors come back at you like, hey, you admitted to fucking juicing, I'm like, no, I didn't. I just said it's obvious. You can take it how you want it. But
because let's see if she says anything else, or that's just it.
I'm honest about it. Pretty obvious.
Yeah, I was thinking you were gonna say natural, because I was like, there it is. There's the 20 million.
Professional.
Yeah, and she says,
There you go.
Can't hide it really.
I appreciate the honesty.
yeah, and she said she was honest.
Today's video is sponsored by the.
So we're doing him.
Yeah.
But like I said, Chelsea.
And you see the difference between the two videos. One has 37,000 likes, and the other one has 4,000 likes. You see what I mean? Like it's just a bad move nowadays, I think, to honestly play that I'm natural card if you're in the IFBB.
Yeah, because you know what? What? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to chime in myself. So
Go ahead.
if we were to go in about that definition, I like to play the semantic games with these kinds of words. Like, okay, let's define what natural means. I mean, natural, wouldn't that apply to anything that exists in nature by definition? So, like, what is your definition of quote unquote natural to begin with? I would kind of throw the question right back at them.
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, I wouldn't be quote unquote natural either, because like, I mean, I don't take any performance enhancing drugs, but I take SSRIs, which are antidepressant medications, and then I take medications to deal with the side effects of my antidepressant medications. So, like, would I be classified as natural either? No. Like, it's taking the question and then just reapplying it is usually a good way of doing it with these things.
Yeah, just make their interview a little bit harder, I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, Chelsea did a smart thing. She got in front of it, unlike a particular person who I don't know, that's me, who didn't get in front of her shit. We know you're talking about. Shout out to the particular person I do not speak of their name. And she got in front of it, and she did a smart thing. She said, "Can you look? Did you see?" And Chelsea's also like Teresa. She's a Wing Strength ambassador.
Yeah.
I don't know if we straight saw this video. She that's her one of her sponsors. You know, Jake is not gonna cut her down. He did cut down other person because of that she was involved in. But
Yeah.
Jake's not gonna cut her down because Chelsea's attractive. She has a great physique. I wanted to do one of my comparison video with Chelsea and the other person because their physiques kind of similar in ways. But I'm not gonna do any content on her. I'm not even speak of her. She was. I did saw a video where she was at the Olympia with the sign-ins, but then I know one person I'm talking to. She's saying that she was sick and all that stuff like that. And also the stuff dealing with Goop. But we know. I mean, she reached out to me not long ago about her what I said about her not being an ambassador, but it's evidence that she wasn't. But the fact is that I want to reach out to you about you want to come back on, but and talk about it. But she's doing a lot of running around. But I know she said at one point she wanted to take some time off and burn on some size. I don't know if they'll let her come back and compete, but it's just how things are. But much respect to Chelsea Dion for what she did. She was a little smarter. Teresa Vasic, you need to be a little bit smarter. I think you gotta realize that this guy. I even sent the video to other ladies and say thank you for letting me know about this guy just in case if I'm at a show he approached me, I know what to do. You gotta be like I often say to quote my master Ra's al Ghul or Damon's Hyde, be aware of their surroundings at all time. Well, folks, it was a great talking to you. What's up,
George? Just a question. Did you talk about the amateur women's bodybuilding at the Olympia?
Well, if you want, we can do that.
This has been a long show. You know what? Let's just, maybe save it for next time, I guess.
Yeah, you want to see the next time? If Sean, you want to come back on, we can talk about that.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to. If schedule lines up.
Yeah, just let me know. If not, we just be me and my partner as usual. Like I say, folks, before I go out, I might be moving out of my apartment that I shared with my mom for almost 30 years. I got to do some paperwork. Last year I supposed to be moved, but then the lady told me she forgot. I live in the projects. I live in income in affordable housing, and because of the size of the apartment, they want to put a family in. But this has been 30 years of living in this place, and this was me. It started with me, my mom, my brother, and my two nephews. And my mom was here. She stayed here when she was sick, and this was her home. This has been my home, and I just want to share my emotions. I just got the letter today. They sent it. The way they sent it, they supposed to sent it 3 weeks ago, but I didn't see. I don't check my box very often, but I know they didn't send it. They how to throw is funny about this shit, so I'll let you know. But if I don't, we're trying to. If maybe not too soon. If not, we'll try to arrange it for another time for a MuscleTalk Monday. Like I said, I got to talk to the people, got to get things set up. Oh, I got a lot of shit in this house. We lived here for 30 years. My mom's a pack rat, and I know I'm a pack rat too. I got a comic book collection, my magazine collection in the in closet. Like I said, life's about change, and you got to accept change. And I tell my man Sean, sometimes you got to accept change. You got to move out of your own way. And this move, I feel like I have my own house. To me, even though she's gone, to me, it's my mother's house. My nieces and nephews, my brothers and sisters came here for Christmas and holidays. When there were times when things were rough, they came here and stayed because my mom, she looked out for them. And like I said, but like I said, when I move, I gotta get things set up and that. I gotta call the light company, switch to apartments. I got to call a cable company. I got to switch a lot. There's a lot I got to do. But, I'd like to thank y'all for coming through and listening to me and sharing. And thank you for your support. My man Sean here, Stewie, go over he's on YouTube. Stewie Loves Cheetos. Also on Facebook. He's also doing content. We like to see him get on YouTube and make content. Thank you, brother, for coming through. And, we appreciate your knowledge. Because what I know is just how much I know you can fit the head of your thumb.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, I just started learning about everything 5-6 years ago. So,
well, like I said, I've been a fan of bodybuilding for a long time. I know some of the history stuff like that, but all the technical support, like when I remember when I did an interview with Melanie Hoare, I asked him, "What's the thing about muscle bellies?" And she explained it to me. I said, "Okay," and all those stuff. That's I'm really learning because I was just more fan, but You know, I really have respect for these ladies. That's why I do this channel for them. Like people like Jada Beverly, people like Melly Horton, um, Danielle Willis, and all these other ladies out there who are who are out there who are competitive. You know, people come friendly with people I met like Marianne Wachowski, Ann Schnooks, Donna Saleeve, a lovely lady, great lady. I mean, I would hope to meet her again. And some other ladies I'm talking to, I hope to get a chance to meet them in person if things go right, the clouds go right. I got some things I got to do, but I do appreciate it. My man, hand of the king, hand of the emperor. I mean, Jin, coming
Yep.
through as usual, dropping knowledge, and he's starting to learn little stuff too. Because you got to really expand. Because like I said, I was just women's bodybuilding, but then I had to expand the other divisions, except for bikini and wellness. I don't see them as part of. They were just added on. But while with bodybuilding, physique, fitness, and wellness, physique, fitness, and figure kind of grew from bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding. It kind of grew. There were divisions that were created, to help support, keep the bodybuilding. This is another lady who's a great friend of mine. Great show. Have a safe and happy New Year. Thank you, Tisha, and you too. Over there in Russia. We hope to meet. That's my fighting buddy. Beautiful chocolate lady. She hadn't competed in almost 3 years. Great physique. She was a mother, 3 kids. She lost weight, got into bodybuilding. That's what about the story of bodybuilding, because you see some commonalities with these people. But like I said, man, Sean, I really appreciate brother coming through. We'll try to do this again if you have the time.
Oh, absolutely. I always have fun hanging out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Glad
also
to meet y'all.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
All right, peace out. That is the hand of the emperor, my man Jin. Great kid. Good luck to him. Also, a shout out to my man Lawrence Perkins, Balls Deep, Raheem Hamilton, my brother Execution 23, also KL the Wanderer. He does content. He check out his channel. He's coming along. He's coming along. He's doing good. And the lovely chocolate sister from over there in Crotland, Tisha the Tigress Thomas. And my man here, Sean, go over and check him out. It's Stewie Loves Cheetos. Support him because he is a competitive bodybuilder in men's physique. He wears the boy shorts. He's not the banana hands.
Not yet. I'm wanting to upgrade. All right, if that's what you want to call it.
There's always, I think, with men's classic. I think that's a problem. I think men's classic is kind of like figure for women. That's what it is to me. But thank you, brother, for coming through. Every time you want to, let me know. We'll chop it up again. Folks, it's already, I can't believe it's already 6 o'clock. I usually come, I wasn't sure because usually I do some other stuff the later days, so that's why I pushed it back and forth because Sean, but because I really wanted to have him on here. We're planning to do something else later on, maybe once we get scheduled right. I also talked to a couple of ladies about coming on. We could talk about certain stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's going around in the sport of bodybuilding that people don't want to talk about. And as a content maker, stuff I'm seeing and learning from ever since I started this channel, I love to call attention to. Before we head out, we got my girl, the Tigress, Hearts and Tigers. Thank you, Tigress. Thank you. Good luck with that documentary. I hope it gets to become an Oscar nominated. It's been around for like 2 years now. It should be in the Oscars or get it at Sundance or Cannes. It should be there. But like I said, appreciate my man, everybody else. People out there, like, comment, subscribe, share this material. Reach out to these ladies in the sport of bodybuilding, support them. Show them that they are athletes that need recognition. If you are something like this, if you are somebody who is a content maker, who also is a fan, if you want to reach out to these ladies and even support them. Also, I know my man Sean told me that if there's not enough women's bodybuilding show because some shows been dropped, some shows dropped women's bodybuilding. But if you have to wait, because I think he told me it costs how much it costs to sponsor a show for women's bodybuilding?
Depending on the promoter. I mean, if you're doing it solo dolo, you could be looking anywhere around like $7,000. You can, obviously go in with other businesses and split the cost where you're like $4,000 a piece. It's not crazy to like sponsor a women's bodybuilding show. I mean, obviously you can sponsor it and basically the money just goes to the prize pool and all that stuff. So, I mean, you could go as high as you want, but I think for the most part, I think it's somewhere around you know, the $7,000 to $10,000 mark for the smaller shows. I mean, you're not going to get no sponsorship at like the Rising Phoenix for fucking 10 grand, but
Yeah. But like I said, is your rice feed is sponsored by Winter Strength.
Yeah.
They put them on the, you know, and then you have the Arizona Pro that's separate. But if you are somebody out there, if you are a guy who has the means and the ways, if you have deep pockets, if you have money that you can burn, you say, you know what, I need to fix something. Reach out to some of these promoters, like people like Linda Murray, people like, Tim Gardner. Anybody else you think of, like, you know?
Not really. I mean, those are some of the bigger guys. I mean, I mean, you can look at the schedule and see what's got women's open. And even if they don't have women's open on their schedule, they may not just have it on there just because they can't find a sponsor for it. It's been kind of hard for some of these promoters to kind of find sponsors for that division.
Yeah. So if you're somebody who has the means and the ways, you have your good flow of income. I know there's some rich schmoes out there. And you throw money in some stuff like HBC and other things like that, and doing sessions. Take that money and put it towards maybe sponsoring a women's bodybuilding. Like 3 or 4 you guys can bring in maybe about $2,500 a piece. That will really help these ladies.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even if you own like a supplement shop or something, like it's, even if it's your supplement shop will be up on stage there. If you're local, say there's a show in, like, just say Cincinnati, Ohio, like it's a local show. Yeah, I mean, you're a local company, and you're a local supplement company. So a lot of the people that are going to be at that show will be local. So it's not a bad like little advertisement thing for the price.
Yeah. So anyway, folks, I'd like to thank y'all again for coming through. I'd like to thank my man Sean for coming through. I'd like to thank my man, the Hand of the Emperor, Jen. We got my man, my lady. Congratulations to all my Iron Sisters who competed this year. All of you totally rock and roll in the war. Okay, appreciate that. As you know, this is the last, Muscle Talk Monday for this year. We are starting a new year. 2023 is coming. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, we just got through Christmas. I'm time so flies so fast. It's like the year just started. Now we're starting another. But folks, like I said, I can thank y'all again. Support the sport of women's bodybuilding. Support these ladies in the sport, no matter if it's women's bodybuilding, women's physique, figure, or fitness. These ladies are athletes. No, I'm not saying. I'm not. I'm gonna say also give respect to Wellness and Bikini. But I don't do too much content on them. But I see these ladies still have some those how you say it, those maybe the genetics for it if they want to go up, because I know somebody's gonna, like, there's one girl, Blanca. I think she does figure, but I think she might do physique sometimes. But anyway, I thank y'all. You see me on my way, George Page, aka the Emperor from Atlanta Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. We are out. Have a good afternoon. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right. Peace.